Welcome again. This is a continuation video of a previous IMS showcase as well as the Arma Domini. In this video, I want to discuss how to fight and win using the new IMS, as well as showcase a few things that were updated throughout this couple of days, because I've seen a lot of people are a little bit confused where to find like controls, what to do, etc, etc. So hopefully this one will clear things up. First and foremost, the keybinds. You can change the keybinds. To do that, go into your controls and do not go into configure add-ons. The keybinds are not there anymore. They're all the way here. You see, where your common weapons, view, command, multiplayer, etc. Like in the default one. Scroll all the way down and you'll find improved melee system. You can change attack, blocking, dodging, everything what this mod adds. You can attach and change it to however you want. Hopefully this will help you out, because again, the basic controls are set up in such a way that they do not get in a way of vanilla Arma controls, meaning like, for example, in order to dodge you need to double tap spacebar instead of one-time spacebar how it was before, just because I know a lot of people who play Arma still use spacebar as interaction keybind. So there you go. That's the first thing. Another thing that I want to talk about is let's load in a game. Is this part I will be focusing on how to fight with the new IMS. So first and foremost, it doesn't really depend on what view you're using, either first person, right, or third person one. By that I mean in the add-on settings over here. It doesn't really matter. So I'm gonna use hybrid for this showcase. First thing that you need to know is that depending on where you go and where you dodge, your attack changes. If you go back, you're gonna do a counter attack. If you dodge left, you're gonna continue with the attack from left to right. If you dodge right, you go from right to left. Right? With each weapon, it is different, but the attacks are like the way how you fight is pretty much the same. So, for example, if I want to quickly attack the guy, I can either use a sprint attack, right? And he's dead. Or I can dodge forward, and this will result in the same, like, sprint/dodge attack, right? If I see that the AI is pushing me, or another player is pushing me hard, I can always block and then counter-attack immediately while walking back, right? If I want to do a sneaky one, where I like jump out immediately to do this, right? The possibilities are there. Again, as I said, it does work for both first person and third person movement. You get a different move whenever you dodge left. For example, left, I do attack from left to right. This is one of the many things that will help you out. Again, I would like you to go and test out different movesets, because as I said, different movesets do have different attacks. For example, some weapons, like for example, great weaponry, or should I call it like heavy weaponry, which is like heavy maces, great axes, etc. Anything that is like two-handed heavy, you cannot interrupt their attacks. Meaning that whenever you commit to attack, you cannot be stopped. Like, you can absorb all the damage, and that happens with AI and other players as well. Meaning that there is actually there is downsides to that, because this weapon takes more stamina than others, right? But for the most part, if I'm gonna start hitting him, he's hitting me, I'll continue my attack. There it is. Another thing is AI now does depend, their level does depend on their skill level. Meaning that if you're gonna go all the way down, it basically makes AI not dumb. They will still attack you, don't get me wrong, but they do not block you, they do not dodge for the most part. You can just swing, 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 and it's like, it's good if you're trying to represent like an unexperienced fighter, like for example, the bandits or the outlaws from Arma Domini. They utilize that. Some of them do spawn with a lowered skill, and vice versa. You can go all the way up and make the guy completely unbearable. He will try to constantly dodge you, he will counter parry you, like I didn't forget to enable my microphone. I immediately had this thought in my head. I'm like, am I even recording my voice? Or being a schizo? But yeah, as you can see, he's dodging a lot, right? He's constant. Like, you need to understand, AI knows what they're doing. Therefore, you also need to know what you are doing in order to win. Trading hits with them will not work for the most part. Obviously, the armor, as I stated previously, does protect you from hits as well as the helmet. But if you're gonna get surrounded and you do not know how to get out, you'll probably die. Another thing with Master Strikes and everything, if that mechanic is enabled, do not try to Master Strike them all the time. Sometimes it is better to block prior to their attack, right? And get closer, and then counter-attack using like that. And if you are certain that you will be able to counter, like, do the Master Strike, then go for it, right? Try to bait AI to hit you and then immediately counter-attack. You see, even I sometimes struggle with it, so be careful with it. You need to know enemy moveset as well as your moveset really well. So, it takes some practice, but you're gonna get it. Plus, maybe tweaking the Master Strike timings will help. Another thing that I wanted to point out is no matter how good you are, just like in real life, if there is like 15 guys attacking you at once and there is no mechanics that will be backing you up, in a sense that, like, you know, if you're just playing a fair, balanced melee, like without changing any settings, and then you spawn a gazillion AI fighting against you, you will die no matter what. You need to understand that melee, as it's set up by default, is like requiring you to know what you're doing, as well as requiring maybe a couple of friends or allies by your side in order to win. So do not throw yourself into a fray and expecting to kill everybody if you just have just a tiny smidge of armor and like a great club. You will get down relatively quickly. And a lot of the other things that I wanted to point out with the movesets and everything, as I wanted to say, some shields we actually made so the shields do vary. Like, you have small PV shields and the regular ones. So the regular ones, if you're trying to block a guy with a heavy weapon, it will not work. You will actually get stunned. So for example, let me go and give him a great club, right? And I'm just gonna be a little chuddy with an axe and shield. If I'm gonna try to block his attack, you see I'm getting stunned, and I'll probably get hit once again. So, but if I'm gonna go and change it to the PV shield, which is a heavy one, I can actually block his attacks now, just like this. And I can dodge afterwards. Don't forget that you cannot interrupt his attack unless you're gonna do bash. Don't forget to bash like a lot. It takes your stamina, but bashing is a good way to stop enemy from attacking you all the time. And another thing is that if you're fighting with a guy with a heavy melee and you're hitting him with another heavy melee, it will stop his attacks. So that's that. And yeah, also, if you want to try out your skills and everything, you don't need to launch the editor. You can always go and host your own server, just like this. There is missions in virtual reality, there is a wave arena, and then there is a forlorn hope over here, which is a defense mission. You can set up the amount of guys that will be spawned at once, how many enemies you need to defeat. I suggest you go and try that out. Yeah, if you have any questions, leave them down in comments or in my Discord or in Discord for Arma Domini. Again, I didn't plan to do any kind of video like that, but again, we see your reactions, we see your feedback, and therefore we're improving everything what we can, as well as, well, this video is a product of that. I want to show more people that there is more depth in melee system than you might have thought. So yeah, try it out. As I said, leave the comments down below and enjoy the mods.